Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from TheRightTrader.com back today with another cryptocurrency price prediction video. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about NEO and give you my updated price prediction for 2018. Also talk a little bit about where I see it as far on a macro level, right? And kind of where I see it heading in 2018 and the path that it has already kind of drawn out for it. Now, going to go over the chart a little bit, talk a little bit about the technicals, what's going on in the short term. Really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to my premium content. If you're interested in monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities or 5-hour return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio, including some hidden gems that I've never talked about before, go check that out. You can find a link to that in the description of my video. Otherwise, if you're interested in trading NEO and other altcoins, you can check out Binance. I also have a link to them in the description of this video. Let's get started with this NEO price prediction. It's currently ranking at the 7th spot, market cap of a little bit under $10 million. And just to talk about what recently happened with the price, it got that big break above $100, right? And from there moved very quickly all the way up to $200.59. That's the new all-time high. Now, once we hit that top, we started to pull back a little bit. Obviously got a little bit overextended there in the short term, which is normal after a breakout. It didn't help that the market started to get weak, right? Of course, we got our small crash here today. And NEO held up very well, right? It held up pretty well throughout the crash, and even right now, to be honest. Over the past 2-3 weeks also, right, it acted pretty strong when a lot of cryptocurrencies were kind of shaky. So that's a great thing to see, and you know that was kind of also confirmed by the nice increase that really sustained for a good bit of time. What's going on currently? Is it going to drop further? Is it going to continue this uptrend? I'm going to talk about that a little bit, but just to jump back and talk a little bit on a macro level, what I see happening with NEO is if you look at this top 10, maybe even top 7, which of course NEO is included in ranking, I see a pretty clear path for NEO to really climb up the ranks still here. And of course it's becoming one of the large market cap cryptocurrencies, but I think it can definitely bypass Litecoin, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, maybe even Ripple. Now, the reason for that is because you have to remember that NEO is pretty established, right? And you definitely can't discredit that in any way. I feel like it is kind of being overlooked and still undervalued at the present time, even though, of course, we saw the price increase. Thinking it can go up more, and I'll get to that in my price prediction. I feel like the path is pretty clear here, right? NEO definitely has its purpose, right? Also known as a Chinese Ethereum. That kind of brings me to my next point, is I'm just pretty bullish overall on the apps, on all the platform cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, right? NEO, of course. Cardano is in that as well. I feel like I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum as well. We've seen it act very strong throughout the past couple weeks, and NEO, same thing. So I also think that my price prediction is kind of based on the fact that I see NEO becoming somewhat of a growing competitor to Ethereum, right? Both of them have been compared, and of course, the question is, can NEO like bypass Ethereum? I don't like to think of it in that way, because I think that it's not really, the point isn't to bypass Ethereum necessarily. They can both grow together is how I look at it, and I think that's what's going to happen. So I think Ethereum is going to do very well, and NEO is going to do also very well. So I'm pretty bullish on that small sector in the cryptocurrency market. I think that it will probably come maybe in between Ripple or Bitcoin Cash, and you know, if things go really well, maybe even beat Ripple. The reason why Ripple is hard to beat is it's a pretty heavily backed cryptocurrency. I'm talking about financially, you know, there's some pretty big players there. Just makes it kind of hard, right, to beat something like Ripple, but definitely could bypass Bitcoin Cash. I think that's possible. And another thing that I wanted to talk about is I've been seeing a lot recently, people talking about 4-digit NEO, right? Can it get above $1,000? And of course, Ethereum managed to do that now. But I think that NEO definitely has the potential for that. Will it happen in 2018 is the question, and I think it probably can. That would definitely be towards the higher end of my prediction if things go really well. And we all know that there's always pullbacks and some small dramas in the crypto markets that slow things down a little bit. But I think that $1,000 NEO now is not becoming so much of an impossibility, right? I think that we may very well see that in the future, and I'm not talking about very long term, right? I'm thinking maybe within the next year or two. So I'm going to give you my price prediction, but let me talk a little bit about the chart and what happened recently. So of course, with the big bullish move that we had, with all the mainstream crypto attention, all the cryptos were doing really well, and NEO particularly got a nice jump. It was actually lagging a little bit behind some of the others for a while, and then really it took off as well. So made its move to $200, and what we see here with this uptrend line over here was this was the short-term uptrend line, and it was obviously pretty steep, much harder to sustain. So obviously when we got our first big pullback, didn't really manage to hold that and started to move much lower back towards the main uptrend line over here, and that's kind of also in line with the middle band that's at $111. Of course, moving back towards that orange line on the MACD, still uptrending pretty nicely though. We didn't get a crossover yet. Lost that 70 line on the RSI and coming back lower on the histogram. So could we see some of these indicators flip bearish like the MACD and the histogram? Definitely possible. It's kind of hard to tell right now. We have to see how quickly the market will recover from this drop, right? I think either way, do I see NEO breaking below $100? To be honest, I think that's pretty unlikely. Of course, anything is possible. If there were to be a dip under $100, I think it would go at the very most, I'll go ahead and put in that support level, but I think at the very most it would be at around $85 over here. There's quite a bit of support. So if there really were to be a dip under $100, I think it would be very quick. It would be, you know, a true panic sell and just panic moment where it dips very shortly under $100 and maybe hits that $85 mark, quickly bounces back up. I think that there's a very high chance that we don't even see that happen, right? That we just basically kind of already bottomed and we'll just trend higher along this uptrend line. As soon as we get more strength in the market again, we can hopefully re-see it move back towards the highs. But to answer the question of the price prediction and can it reach $500 in 2018, sorry, $1,000 in 2018, I like to look at it as how quickly can we get to, let's say, $500, right? Because $500 is that next big round number target level, which if we can break above that, the next stop should be $1,000. Should probably be able to get there pretty quickly from there. So if within the next, 2-3 months, we're able to get to $500, which I think is fully possible, then the path to $1,000 will be much more easy. For my actual price prediction by the end of 2018, I think that, just so you know, to get to $1,000, it'd be about an 800% increase, so market cap going towards that $70 billion range. That's definitely possible. Like I said, that would probably be a little bit on the higher side of my estimate. I think that'll be around $1,000, give or take, right? If things go really well, probably be a little bit above $1,000. If things, for whatever reason, don't go as good as expected, maybe a little bit below $1,000. But if it's, let's say, at $700, $800, or yeah, around $800, let's say, for example, by the end of 2018, that probably means that it at least tested $1,000, right? That's just how prices work in the markets. With those big round numbers, it usually gets attracted to the big round numbers, gravitates towards them. And if it doesn't manage to get above that, probably at least we'll have tested it. So pretty bullish on NEO. I think that whole Ethereum-related sector will do well. The apps included. Overall, that's pretty much why I'm bullish on NEO. I think that has a pretty clear path to climbing up this ranking from here on out, and people are seeing the power of NEO, right? Not the first time, but definitely showed its strength here over the past couple of days, and that's a great thing. So overall, no complaints for NEO. I think that it's going to be one of the stronger cryptocurrencies in 2018. Also, quick other good thing about NEO is the fact that you probably hear a lot of people talk about all the trash that's in the altcoin market. The good thing with that is that some of these bigger, larger market cap cryptocurrencies that actually have something behind their project are probably going to do good in 2018 because of that. So NEO is one of them. That being said, this is the end of the price prediction. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.